Time never stops. When I think about time, I think sometimes it can be a little bit daunting or maybe even discouraging when we think about time in reference to a race. It's something that you're beating the clock, or you're racing the clock, or you have these time goals that ultimately hold you to some sort of standard and then therefore induce pressure. And for me, the idea of time never stopping actually brings me a lot of relief. If you think about a moment where you're sitting in a really difficult time, it's refreshing to think about the fact that if time is never going to stop, ultimately you are eventually going to be brought out of this moment. You're not going to sit in it forever. And so that mantra rang through my mind over and over and over, because if time is never stopping, and I know that time is never stopping and my feet are always moving forward, then ultimately I'm getting closer to my goal. I'm getting closer to my victory. I'm getting closer to my moment, to my people, to the sweet relief of being done. And so time never stopping is something that I lean on in times of turmoil, in times of friction, just to know that eventually I'm going to get to a better place, to a better state of mind. Yeah, so I'm running Run Rabbit Run 100, September 15th. Something that's kind of interesting about my running journey is, unlike a lot of folks who have really just kind of been like runners their whole lives, like I found it back in 2020. Before that, I was predominantly just a CrossFitter. I picked it up and ran my first half, full, and ultra marathon all in the same year, and told my friends and family that I would run 100 miles one day. And looking back across the last several months and what this race is going to mean to me is really just like being able to show up Friday and let the work that I've put in show out on the race course. And like the idea of getting to that fork in the road that I'm going to hit of, man, I don't want to do this anymore, or choosing to persevere, and choosing that choice of persevering every time is exactly like why I'm doing this race. Okay, so I have the whole family. So mom, dad, Madison, the oldest sister, Kennedy is number 3, Taylor is number 4. Oh, and Allie, she's coming with Kennedy. I have Kristen, who basically is probably the reason why I'm actually making it to this 100. Michelle and Blake, and their little one Miller. Jesse, Easton, and Ethan, who came in clutch as a last-minute pacer. Well, my family ultimately is arguably probably like the most supportive family I know. You've probably gotten a little taste of that. Yeah, my parents have just always been very involved in all of our lives. So the fact that they're here is like, it's probably a little bit more unexpected looking from the outside in. But for me, it's like, it's so normal for my family to actually want to come out here, though the normalness doesn't make me any less grateful for it, right? Yeah, thankful for them. They're all awesome. I just firmly believe in finishing the task at hand. And I don't care if it's really bad quality. I don't care if it's slow. I don't care if it's sloppy. I don't care if I'm miserable. What matters to me is that I finish. It's really just walking. Like, it's just one foot in front of the other. Sometimes I'll move a little faster and we'll call that running. But it's going to be over the course of anywhere from 28 if I'm rolling to 36 hours if I'm struggling. I've come to realize I'm extremely addicted to the point of reaching this fork in the road. And it was interesting to me that the guy speaking tonight kind of said it in more or less words. You get to a point in the race where you can choose magnificence or regret. That you can choose the immediate satisfaction of stopping and feeling the relief of the pain being done, or you can persevere and endure the pain a little bit longer. But I was thinking about like, why am I the way that I am? Why is it that I so naturally tend to give 110% in everything that I do? Work, relationships, running, the fitness things. Why do I get so obsessed? Why do I care to do so well in everything that I do? And something that I came back to is that when I was younger, I was always extremely obsessed with and inspired by people older than me who were doing things that were really tough and being successful. And so then it hit me sitting on this flight that maybe the reason why I am the way that I am is because really I'm just hoping that this younger Regan that I can picture, the person I am today, is who she would be completely obsessed with and inspired by.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the yeah.
It always seems impossible until it's done.
No, that is, it will seem impossible
Yeah.
at some points, yeah.
So every step brings me closer to the finish line.
There you go.
That's it.
That's what she said.
One foot after another.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited to see you guys at Fish Creek. Well, I'm excited to see the top of the gondolas too. It's gonna be fun.
And the whole morning, it kind of was slow and steady and then all at once. The energy was incredible. Like everyone was just so excited. Everyone was so ready. I could kind of feel myself like beginning to retreat a little bit, probably because of the nerves. But at the same time, I was anticipating 8 o'clock.
That's where I'm going. That's where you're going? Yeah, I could drive you up there about halfway if you need me to.
Before I knew it, it was time to go ahead and enter the corral and find the spot where I wanted to actually like start the race in. I knew that the 3 to 3.5 miles up to this top of the ski slope was going to be predominantly a single track trail, roughly 3,500 feet of climbing in about 2.5, 3 miles. And as much as I hate hiking, I am good at it. I actually didn't realize how far up in the front that I was until I started getting up the switchbacks and I looked back and it just looked like a snake of people for like what looked like close to at least a mile behind me. Before I knew it, I was meeting them with smiles and high fives. I crested and I just remember feeling really encouraged by the turnover that I had.
Nice job!
And it was really fun just to feel the energy that I had in my legs to be able to go ahead and start running, even after that 3-mile climb.
There she is.
Let's get out here.
What I kept realizing was just how much I was enjoying my time out there. The weather was perfect, there were blue skies, my nutrition was stellar at that point, and I knew that all of my people were gonna be at that Fish Creek aid station.
I just wanted to put a buddy at the aid station. There's not a line over right there. Okay. Dog or? Yeah. Don't get my text about blisters? Yep, we've already found some stuff. Let's change your socks and dry your feet off, okay? It's my big toes. It's your big toes? Like front, side, sides? Okay. Where they're hitting, do you want to change shoes? The shoe, not my toes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Hold on to it. This
these two guys, and one goes, excuse me. I'm like, yeah. He's like, should we know who you are? And I go, what? He's like, well, you were just getting a lot of airtime back there. And then he looks at me, he goes, wait, did you race Never Summer? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you helped me up when I fell. I remember just absolutely rolling through that parking lot and down that sidewalk, and honestly effortlessly. Like, yes, it was downhill, but I was just feeling so good. What that aid station looked like with the crew was essentially taking the shoes off, taking the socks off, fixing the blisters, taking the pack off, re-upping it with all of the fuel I needed. Thankfully, I had a lot of empties, which is what I was aiming for. No, I feel like great. Yeah, like, I mean, obviously, I'm sure things will deteriorate eventually, but it just feels effortless, really.
Really? Awesome.
Yes,
What?
awesome.
Things will not deteriorate.
That's
true.
right. Absolutely.
Like,
There's no pink elephant.
Are you feeling really good right now? Is it best to, since while you can, eat really good, you know? So until later, whenever you feel a little...
This climb out's really hard. Yeah. Really hard.
Ain't nothing but a thing, chicken wings.
Give me more food than you think, because I'm eating a lot.
Okay.
I remember just absolutely just taking in that moment of seeing all of my people just smiling, feeling so happy, feeling so optimistic about the day, and so encouraged by how I was running and how I was feeling up until that point.
This is what you trained for, Regan.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is what you trained for right here.
T-Swizzle.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels so good to see them, and knowing that they were noticing like how good I was moving, that just is like the motivation I needed. So things were good. I'm excited. Thank you guys for being here.
Nice work.
You ready? So we were all out fishing on this little lake, and Regan threw her reel, and the minnow at the end got stuck in the weeds. So she's trying to get it.
The minnow was like backward. The back was broken.
Dad said, that minnow's got a broke back. Are you ready?
Here we go. Regan said,
We are not.
Broke back minnow in the morning, broke back minnow at night. Put that minnow in the dinner plate, and I ate that minnow one bite. One bite.
That's a Regan song.
That's a jingle. Regan can come with any jingle.
I did not suspect that mile 30 through 44 would bring the challenges that it did. But that was definitely the first part of the race that I remember feeling extremely discouraged, extremely down, definitely felt some fatigue setting in, and ultimately the blisters on my feet just getting exceptionally worse, like by every step. This was also the first major portion that I remember not being able to get food down the way that I needed to. And ultimately in races, bonking or not getting food down is probably my absolute biggest fear. I never got to the point where I thought that I wasn't going to get to you guys or get to my crew. It was just convincing myself that it was eventually going to be around the corner. And then I remember coming down the dirt road and seeing my mom and seeing Kristen and just feeling the utmost relief that I was there and that I could sit.
I'm gonna work on your feet, okay? Yeah. You're so good.
I'm going so slow this last section.
You're so far ahead.
It's like, you think when you're down will be easy.
No, not at this point. Everything's gonna get harder, and that's okay.
Who's placing on you?
Jesse's gonna jump in with you and push you through this. I'm taking you this last 30 because I think that's where we'll do best.
Yeah, here.
Right there.
Good job, Megan.
It's
Yeah.
really hard. It was at that aid station that I first absolutely demanded, I need a reset, I need food. Everyone took my shoes off, took my socks off, rehabilitated my feet as best as possible.
Regan, you're as fresh as a daisy. You know that?
Yes, you are, girl. You are.
Fresh as a daisy.
And you definitely have the best quads on this course.
Oh yeah.
My mom was shoving ramen noodles in my mouth by the second, had covers on me, Blake was rubbing my shoulders, and just doing everything that they could to really like help me rebound out of there.
And I like looked at my shins and my skin was like twirling.
And you
Like, and I was like, that's how I know I'm dehydrated and I'm bonking, because there's no reason I should be doing any kind of hallucination at all.
Right.
Oh, hey, this is officially the longest distance I've ever run.
Oh!
I need, can I have all the blister stuff?
They've got the Regan, we called Chris the Brokeback Minute song. We got it on video too.
Hey, Patty, I had a question for you. Can you come here?
What do you think about this? Should I leave that or try to that bottom?
Has it been 15 minutes or so?
It's getting close. Yeah.
That's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're good. Reset.
You could literally walk from here to the finish line and still finish on the cutoff.
yeah.
You're doing great.
You got time.
Don't censure the I really hope I'm enjoyable, because I know for a fact I was not last 17
Hey,
miles.
well, guess what? You got me for the next
There you
25.
go. Jesse for the win, baby.
Let's go, baby.
That's why you brought her.
Hey, Regan, can I pray for you before we go?
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. All right.
Listen,
Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this day. We thank you for Regan. Let her know that you are with her through this night and that we are going to get her to this finish line. And we are here to get her through. Thank you, Lord, and we just bless your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
amen.
Woo!
Damn, girl.
I'm saying.
Sign her up.
My biceps are too big for my
We gotta
shirt.
get out of here at 7. Let's go.
Yeah. On your rub.
Stay on that nutrition, okay?
Stay on that water. We're proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's amazing what a cruise stop will do.
You got it. You're ready to go.
This is yours to win. This is yours to do it.
Let's go. We got this.
Ready for a long night?
Yep. It's gonna be a heck of a night to remember. I'm just don't feel rushed, all right? But everything's about your feet right now. We're just moving up.
I was moving like, thank you, Chris.
So I picked up Jessie, who is arguably one of the most encouraging people I've ever met in my life. And she picks me up and she's at like 100%. And at this point, I'm at like less than 50%. I could feel all that she was giving to me, and I was receiving it, and I was giving it back in the way that I was running.
Hello.
Dude, she's crushing
Hello.
it. She's freaking crushing it.
We're rolling.
She's at 8:45 on that. Just absolutely crushing it. She's getting a little food in her.
And having her through that section was probably the tipping point in my race. That was the point that I knew that I was going to make it to the finish line. Not that I had these extreme doubts, but I was kind of already entering that mindset of like, wow, I have over halfway to go. And like, how am I going to do this on my own? You're out there for yourself, but I think it's pretty natural to also want your crew to see you having a good time or to see you performing really well. And knowing that they had seen me fairly down only at this like second main aid station, I was excited for them to see how I had turned it around, that I had overcome the challenges and like the kind of the pessimism that I was riding in, and just came rolling into Olympian Hall, waving and smiling and telling them that I had just done a complete 180 on the trail out there.
You look great.
She's crushing it.
You look great. Good.
You're so good.
Reagan, go check your.
I want ramen.
All right.
Okay, well, my third toenail, I was running, and all of a sudden I felt like this pop and like a release, and I think my third toenail came off, and it hurt for like several minutes, and then it just went numb. So I don't think I'm gonna mess with it.
No.
Wow, I can take this off.
Yeah.
What do you want to?
I got it. Okay.
Good job, Maddie.
Grab my hat up.
Yo, we were literally clipping.
Y'all were doing so good.
Jesse, good job. Good job.
Like, one thing about me is like, if I'm with somebody, I'm gonna talk.
You're good.
You've been talking?
We, like, Jesse, what was our average paces on that?
Your
watch should say it's high.
10, 15.
No, but like,
Over right now?
over the course of the show.
I don't
Give me a sec, it's going.
Towels,
we were
Ashley.
clipping at like 840s at one point.
840s.
Like, I was like, it was ridiculous. Like, I literally think the food just gave me all that energy,
That's what food does.
and my toes not hurting.
The shoes.
Maybe no.
How many miles until I see you guys back here?
15.
Wow.
You're gonna have Jesse with you.
Okay.
That's right.
Hey, get this. You see us
Wow.
here? We go back to Dry Lake and we see you 6 miles later again.
She said, being here and helping Reagan get to that finish line is my freaking goal.
And she
said,
loves
and
it.
she said, and being here with the family to celebrate,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. That's what she
She said her and Easton both think everyone in the house is just awesome.
Finish these noodles, Mom.
You want another thing of noodles? You need to eat as much as you can.
Yeah, she does. She was feeling good on the way down.
So eat
Those
more.
noodles
You felt
is what
good
happened.
because you had so much food.
Yeah, right. You're still chewing.
I've got a rain jacket.
This is
She'll
so
be fresh.
crazy.
That's what I said. I said, she's going to come in, she's going to be able to be here.
Remember that time that you said that this was about the time you're going to be coming to that other invitation?
Can you believe I was predicting myself to come through that other one at this point?
What?
I was supposed to be coming through the other one at this point.
I know.
She had that way?
She had that way.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
Holy
Love you, baby.
Beast mode!
Ready? Hey, be tough. Be tough. Be tough. One foot in the other.
Got it. Where do we go?
Straight.
You guys are going that way.
That way.
Quick, where we go?
We got this.
Got this.
Yes.
Let's go,
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Crew. Let's go, Reagan. Go. Come on, girl.
Man, those legs stiffened up.
On this section is where I really started to feel my patience getting thin. I didn't necessarily have like the mental stamina to just kind of accept what was ahead of me and take it on. I found myself asking a lot more often, when is this going to be over? When is the aid station coming? Jesse and I stopped several times on this specific section because I was starting to deal with a little bit of like upper back pain and the blisters just still bothering me. Despite the way that I was shifting and changing in my mood and my words and my mindset, Jesse remained completely steadfast the entire time, continuously just encouraging me, reminding me to eat, reminding me to drink, and just kind of being that person that could remind me to keep moving or why I was doing it the entire time.
Whew. Lane of pain. She's crushing it.
No, it's crushing me.
Nah, she's crushing it. Steady pace. Just moving one foot after another.
I just hope I have turnover at the end of this.
Hey, that adrenaline rush you get when you see that last peak that you're coming down, you're like, oh man, there's the finish. Yeah. You're just gonna get like overwhelmed with adrenaline.
Once you leave that aid station, you do actually climb again, and then you actually take a single track trail that's going to loop you back around to that aid station before you go ahead and head back to Olympian Hall. That section of trail is where I finally noticed I felt more inclined to walk or hike more than run, which was initially extremely discouraging to me, but I just had to keep reminding myself, moving forward is still movement. Maybe I'm not moving as fast as I have been previously, but I'm still moving.
She's crushing it. Getting a little fuel. Giving the back and the legs a little rest.
It tastes so bad.
Really?
It's like, I swish it and it made me like gag.
Just the thought of it.
Yeah, like it literally hits my mouth and I'm like, I like have to go 3, 2, 1, swallow it because it literally feels like it's gonna make me gag.
Just do it real quick. One more mouthful. All right, come on, Rue. Let's move. You throw up?
Ooh, I almost did. Oh.
Okay, let's just keep moving.
Let me just walk for a second.
Yep.
I can't eat that.
Okay, don't eat it. You're doing awesome, Regan, okay? We just gotta keep moving, okay?
I remember getting to the point of being desperate to see the aid station or to hear it. And I'm kind of looking through the trees, and in my head I'm like, oh great, I see a bus. And a bus means that there's a road, and a road means that it's the aid station. But then I'm like, wait, it can't be a bus if I also see trees. And I quickly realized that I was hallucinating and seeing a bus in the trees, and what was causing the hallucination was some more runners below us with waist lamps and headlamps on. And I never said any of this out loud to Jesse because I was able to rationalize with it on my own. But it was a cool moment just to be like, oh yeah, this is like a benchmark memory for my first 100-mile race, to like officially say I've hallucinated.
Absolutely crushing it, dude. This last mile has been really, really good. She's in good spirits. She's coherent. Just gonna get her some food and some coffee and a nap. And a 3-minute nap. That was some hard-earned miles. And she crushed them.
Go check in. Good job, bro.
This is insanity. I mean, it doesn't even like feel. Honestly, does not feel real.
Okay, she needs her shoes off.
Sit. Over there to your right.
I need to eat noodles again. I'm not eating noodles.
Right here.
You want right here in the dark? So, Kristen, since you're a pacer, could you get?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Oh, we got coffee, bro. If you want to warm you up.
Yes, coffee. You want coffee?
We need batteries for this one of those.
I know, it is so crazy.
This is the craziest thing I've ever done.
This is the craziest thing you've ever done, I agree. You're nuts.
I think Jessie heard me say this is crazy like 49 times on the trail. And I didn't tell her this, but there were some waist lamps on the trail. And I literally almost said out loud, oh look, we're close to a road. It literally looked just like a bus.
What did she say? Just losing it.
Ramen. You're doing so
All right,
good.
bro.
You want some coffee, Regan?
It's so good.
Coffee? Good job, baby.
I'm not eating any of my stuff in my pack, so I've got to get it done here. I almost threw up, didn't I? The second that it touched my mouth. Do you want any hand warmers, Regan? Your hand's good? Okay.
Oh, do you want any more coffee?
You got through up?
Yeah. I gotta pause on that.
Okay.
Ooh, deep breaths.
Yeah.
Still.
No, seriously,
You look so good.
I mean, I honestly like.
Fresh as a daisy.
Greg, you like Walking Dead to me.
I literally can't believe. That's stupid. I literally like. It's so weird to be like, how's my body doing?
Yeah.
Even like
You'll feel it tomorrow.
Even like once I sit down, I like expect to feel completely broken when I stand up. Like I don't feel great, but like my legs are like, yeah, we have 30 more miles in us, believe it or not. And I'm like, do you have to? I'm panicking about my food situation.
No, we're gonna get you. Hey, do you want some more
I
bacon?
just can't bonk for the next 30 miles.
Hey, it's in your head.
Yeah.
It's in your head.
Oh.
Don't let that loop go.
Yeah.
Talk yourself out of that loop.
Yeah.
Eat a little piece of bacon, swallow it.
Because you like food and it tastes
We love bacon.
I can't swallow it.
I gotta swallow it. That little piece.
Hey, we're here to make you do it. I'm sorry.
Don't even think about it. Just talk to us.
Oh yeah.
Got it, bro.
It's better than the lizard Che had to eat. It's better than the lizard Che had to eat.
Che had to eat.
This seriously is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're not doing this.
Hey, but then afterwards, you gonna do it again?
I'm not doing this one.
Honestly, I relate to run spelled backwards. No.
Where'd that come from?
I mean,
You ever said that before?
The feeling of having to get food down when everything in your body is resisting it is arguably one of the worst feelings I've ever felt. But I also like kind of want to kudos myself for recognizing that food was absolutely necessary and like making myself get it down when I knew that I needed it most.
You're gonna eat. You got this, Regan.
Hey, you got this.
You're finished.
Far into it,
You are
not.
destroying this. You need to
Hey, you're
loosen
too
this.
far into it, not.
You got this.
This is so crazy.
Mental.
I know.
Regan, talk to yourself in a good way, okay?
Yeah, good way. Nothing negative.
Fresh as
You
it
don't
is.
talk to yourself badly.
Feel better at all?
Hey, this is what we signed up to do.
All this hard work
This
does not
pain-
deserve that.
Hey, this pain right here you're feeling, this is what you
that
wanted.
tight?
This makes you grow.
Yes, you did.
This makes you
Do
grow.
it. One step closer every second.
You hear me? This makes you grow to a bigger and better person tomorrow.
And you want that, don't you?
Sad.
That is Regan. 6 miles.
Yes.
Bring your head
Okay,
up.
Let's go, Regan. Let's go.
Love you.
Let's go. Go, Regan.
And the 6 or 7 miles back to the next aid station with Jesse was really just a series of intervals. As I've said about Jesse a million times, the entire way through that, even in the midst of walking more, hiking more, probably even complaining more, asking for more rest, she was just continuously lifting me up, telling me, reminding me of the finish, reminding me that I only had 30 miles left, that I would get Kristen, that she'd be my emotional support. And so we did it. We kept moving, we never stopped. We decided that movement was better than being stagnant, and we would eventually get to this aid station.
Murphy would not like this cold. No. Good job, baby.
All the way through, girl. 70 miles in. 70 miles in.
Let's go.
Good.
You got this.
I know,
Yeah,
you're gonna sleep.
let's go.
All right, when you get to the white forerunner, it's ready for it. Get the ramen. All right.
You good?
Got it.
We're gonna get you changed.
Go change.
Immediately
Get
now,
in there and
okay?
change them.
Yeah. You're gonna change first, Regan.
Mama, like literally, if I don't eat, there's no way I have legs to get up that climb.
Okay.
I have to eat.
Okay.
You're gonna
You're
eat.
gonna eat. That's what we're gonna do.
It was really, really tough for my mom to see me kind of reach this low and to look at her in desperation for this I need to eat and almost put that on her as something to make sure that I did.
She said she's gotta eat.
I would have her just chug the broth right. This is like truly insane.
Oh, it is.
They don't
But
have.
you know what?
They didn't have
You didn't
watermelon.
come
They
this
got some
far.
oranges.
I've like really never felt the same my entire life.
Good deal.
I lay on this.
Lay on that. Yeah, it's covering the gap on the
Okay.
forerunner.
Okay.
Here.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we'll get you. Okay.
Job, Ruben.
Good night.
Watch your heads.
It's good.
Kristen, I'm gonna leave.
To be parents who give each of us such unconditional love is not something that every child gets to have. To me, there's a difference in being supportive and being invested, and they're completely invested. From a mother's perspective, being so invested that she's almost dreading seeing me throughout the race because she's worried that I'm going to be absolutely miserable.
It's okay. You're allowed to be in your mama feels, though.
Yeah.
100%. Hey, don't let her hear you, please.
Come over here.
Before I know it, Kristen's waking me up, opening the car door. I immediately feel the burst of cold air coming from the car, and I knew that I just had to get up. And I was pretty nervous of what state of mind I would be in, getting out of the car and getting back out into the cold, knowing that it was the middle of the night, it's below 40 degrees, it's windy, I still need to eat. I have a really big climb coming up ahead, and I really just need to like find the mental resilience to get out of the car.
This is the hardest thing I'll probably ever do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But you're doing it. But you're
Why?
doing it.
That you did it.
You're the one doing it, baby, because we know you can do it.
Feels like I was just starting.
It's gone by fast, hasn't it?
All right, let's keep eating because we need to leave that soon.
I'm sipping, I promise.
Proud of you.
Did you ever want to quit?
I didn't. No, I didn't want to quit. The thought of quitting or like not making it just like really never crossed my mind. Even in the darkest of pain caves, I never wanted to quit. Did I wonder if it would ever finally come? Sure. But There was never a moment that the pain I would endure was harder to wrap my brain around than the regret that I would feel if I decided to quit in the middle of that thing.
Brick by brick, baby.
That'll do. By brick, go one. Good job, Ruru. Get that booty running.
Oh my
Regan, your
gosh,
thighs
these
look
are the nicest
amazing.
quads I've seen.
She does have some pretty nice. Oh my quad.
Quads from the gods.
Those quads look fresh now, baby.
They're fresh.
Odds for
Fresh
the
and
gods.
strong and full of energy.
Yes.
Full of energy. We got kill this, Ruru.
Okay, let it heat it right back up.
30 miles or more left.
Yeah.
You got this, baby.
We got a finish line.
You got this,
We got a
Regan.
finish line in our sight.
You got this.
Let me kiss
Let's
her.
go, girl.
All right, give hugs. Give hugs.
love you.
There we
Proud
go.
of
You
you.
got this.
We'll
take
got
it.
this.
My girl.
We'll take
Finish
it.
strong. Finish strong, okay?
Let's go, Regan. Let's go. Finish this thing.
Hey, it's gonna be first few minutes is hard to be touched. You're gonna get back in. Let's do this, Regan.
Come on, Kristen.
You look good, Brooke.
Yeah, we're gonna come up. We're gonna come up. We'll get warm.
Thank you, baby.
You'll get warm, then you're gonna get hot.
Good job.
Smell that? Smells like a finish line.
Oh,
Like a
yeah,
buckle.
babe.
At this point, it's gonna be Jesse being done, Kristen's coming in, and that was a really, really, really uplifting moment to know that I had Kristen, who's gonna come in with me here at mile 70, get me to the finish, and that meant a lot to me because it's been Kristen who has seen the last 8.5 months of this training, of the sacrifices, of the discipline, of the hard days, of the easy days, the tears, the joy, and it was gonna be really, really, really crucial for her to be the one who was basically death marching with me from this point all the way to the finish line.
How you feeling? Sun's coming up. Alright, we're almost to the aid station and you get a nap, okay?
I don't think I was prepared for how desperate I would feel for daylight. I don't think I was prepared for how tired I would be, how much I would want to sleep. I don't think I was prepared for the way that my vision was turning and how my mind was distorting everything in front of me. Something that was really impacting my state of mind was the blisters. I knew that I had the fitness to actually still be running at this point when the train was runnable, but the problem was that despite having the fitness to do it, my feet were not supporting what I wanted, which was just to be able to shuffle to run.
What you doing?
Protecting my quads.
Yeah? You in the final miles of your 100 mile?
Can't come fast enough.
Everyone brings something different to the experience, and what I had in Kristen was a backbone, really. Someone who could really ride this fine line of giving me grace and giving me ease and giving me encouragement when I needed it, but also being the person who would say, hey, you've got to keep moving, or hey, you've been sitting too long, or hey, you need to put a grape in your mouth and eat it and swallow it. I knew that she was taking on arguably the largest weight on her shoulders, the largest portion of the assistance that I needed, given the point of the race it was. Despite it still being me that continued to persevere, a lot of my perseverance rested in her reminding me why I was doing it and the encouragement that she was giving me.
We are hiking up to Mount Warner to meet Regan and Kristen. Regan's feet are really destroyed, and so we just figured we'd surprise them at the top and try to just motivate her to get down. She's really been crushing it, but she's exhausted and her feet are just absolutely obliterated, so we're gonna come do whatever we can to help her get down. We got about 6 miles to go, so she should be coming down this mountain any minute.
Hey! I'm literally, oh my god. You have no idea how ready I am to be done with this thing.
The amount of times that we've stopped, taken my shoes off, asked people for blister treatment, they're all over my toes, and I have one that formed on the pad of my foot So on the bottom, like every step I take.
I fell off my feet, so I was like, my feet went right off my feet. Everybody behind was like, wow, that's graceful. Yeah. Do you prefer a burrito to tacos? Sure. Yeah, I mean, I do prefer burritos. It's not really that deep.
Ideally, on the race profile, this should be like mile 94, 95. I was already at 100 at this point, so that felt really cool to at least see that on my watch. I think that it's going to be a really, really fun, just smashing descent. At this point, the body is just completely smashed. The fatigue has fully set in, but the other like uncontrollables, like the blisters, full-fledged, just killing me. And I remember like saying out loud to Kristen that I've never felt so much pain each and every step. And what that entire 6 or so miles looked like was just an exchange of walking, turning around and walking backwards to take pressure off of my knees and my quads and my feet, crying because I was in so much pain, crying because I was really excited for it to be over, crying because I knew that I was going to finish it, so there was like a lot of happiness wrapped up in that as well. And then just like feeling or hearing the positive affirmations still from Jessie, from Kristen, all the way down.
You are a freaking badass.
And I popped.
You're a warrior.
And you know how I popped that toenail when I was with you?
Yeah.
I popped the same toenail from the other foot when I was with Kristen.
I love it. Savage. Yeah, they're just like.
You know what I love about this? You have the most ultra 100-mile first race you could possibly have.
Oh yeah, like going out hot and being 2 hours before my cutoffs and then now being 2 hours late.
No, this is an epic race. Because you know why? You never stop fighting.
Yeah, that's the truth.
That's
I
true.
wanted to.
She really didn't.
Like I really and truly felt that the pain in my feet was going to keep me from getting to the next spot. And I knew that like it had to be mind over matter at some point, that any sort of pain I'm feeling, I know that I can endure. I know that people have endured more than this, and I just have to commit to the task at hand and get to the next spot. And at some given point, this is going to come to an end. Time's not going to stop. As long as I'm not moving backwards, I'm getting closer to the next objective, and that's really what kept me going. I right now want to be someone that the younger me would be absolutely obsessed with and inspired by. And if I quit, I've let that little Regan so down. On the contrary, if I finish this, knowing how cruel it has been, how hard it has been, I have ultimately made that younger me so proud, so inspired, and I've like set a new standard for myself. I can take that, I can like find contentment in that, I can be proud of that, and like use all of these experiences that I'm feeling out here of overcoming turmoil and tribulation, and just let this like carry me on through the rest of my life.
The two things that are making me emotional is A, I've never known what it feels like for literally every step to be arguably the most pain I've been in a long time. And B, the fact that it's like done.
We're all dealt a different set of cards, but at the end of the day, we want to feel successful, we want to feel like we're doing something right, we want to feel like we're progressing, and we want to have a really good time doing it. And that's really the story that I feel like I've been living out these last 8 months, is sacrificing, committing, finishing the task at hand, being positive at least 95% of the time, having a lot of fun, and learning a lot about myself.
We got a finisher coming in, a finisher with a photographer. Oh yeah. This is Regan Sikes from Colorado Springs. Regan Sikes, quarters, finishing 32.51. The early professional.
You guys want a picture of all of you?
Yeah. I think I'm not hallucinating. To Lafayette, Colorado. Mark is finishing his 50-mile run.
I had an absolute blast, and I would do it all again.